Hello, good day everyone, and welcome again to my vlog. So right now, we are doing in some regular routine work, which is maintenance here on board the ship. And from what you're looking at, we're kinda doing the greasing of the mooring wires. And okay, so I'm just gonna move here a little bit on the right side for you to see the whole video. Now, if you're looking at here, the whole video here is how we operate or how we install the the greasing pump here to grease the mooring wires. So yeah, I'm telling my co-worker here right now that he kind of put the rubber seals for the grease pump on the opposite directions, or it's kind of like on the other way around. So anyway, yeah, this is how we grease the ship. I mean how we grease the mooring wires. So it's more like part of maintenance. It's more like yeah, it's part of maintenance. So this isn't gonna be a very long video, but I tried to summarize it as much as I can because this is a very simple maintenance work. Although it may sound, of course, simple to some people, this is actually a little bit, well, it's not that complicated, but I wanted to show it to see how the public views seafarers, or at least sailors, on what they do on their regular while on sea. What sailors do while at sea. So a lot of people might think that the sailors are just like pilots or aviation pilots, that they just stand on the bridge and navigate the ship. But in contrary, that's exactly well, that's pop culture, but not exactly the reality. As you can see here, sailors are actually doing maintenance work, and maintenance work on ships does not end. You keep doing it over and over again, just like moving from phase 1 to phase 2 non-stop for the whole duration of the contract. And yeah, my coworker and I here, as you can see, we're kinda installing the grease pump here for the for greasing the mooring wires. My other coworker works on the other stuff. So yeah, it's a good thing that I was wearing a spy cam at that time, and my spy cam is already operational. So we are viewing pictures here, crystal clear, and they did not notice any of it that I was wearing one. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, as if they did not. Certainly, they did not. They did not have any idea that I was wearing one. Oh, by the way, I have. If you notice, I am changing my outfits right now. I'm kind of, well, let's just say my special edition type of uniform right now. So as you can see, I left my tank tops, but I'm still wearing the usual working coveralls right now. I mean, even on avatars, I wear a coveralls, but of course you can't see it right now because I never show my real face, of course, and what you're seeing here is just only my arm. So yeah, we're just doing maintenance work here, nothing special. So you can see here, I am adjusting the plates. I'm not familiar with this part, to be honest. I don't have to name this part, but I do know that this machinery or equipment is the one responsible for greasing the mooring wires, and it's pneumatically or air operated. Basically, it just forces the grease to go inside the mooring wires. So I know it's kind of sticky job, kind of like what you see on the offshores or any other ordering platforms where the workers there are oil and grease ridden type of worker. Yeah. So anyway, that's how we do it. Okay, so right now I am what do you call this? I am now adjusting my my gloves here because we've already got the machinery working. I've already successfully installed it here. So the only thing that remaining right now is for us to operate it in itself and start the work in greasing those mooring wires. So my coworker one of my coworkers here will be trying to file up. The one with the with the one with the orange jacket here is the one who's gonna file up the wires, while I am going to operate this one, this area here, and grease the wires, or probably more like trim off the excess grease that's being put on, or excess grease and oil that is being put on the mooring wires. Now it may sound yucky and kinda off-putting because you're involved with such oil and grease, but actually for industrial use, oil in grease is actually quite useful, especially in protecting metal coatings. It basically prevents or reduces, or in some cases delays, the corrosion of metal. So in other words, we won't get any time to rust once we coated this mooring wires with grease and grease and oil. So to be honest, if you think about it, seafarers are actually more of like an industrial worker, very similar to a construction job. The only difference here is that on the construction, of course, construction jobs are back on land, and seafarers, on the other hand, construction and maintenance is done at sea. Now, as what you're looking at right now. Oh yeah, I had to wipe off my spy cam here because some a thin hair like grease just went onto the lens. And I don't want to damage the lens, and it's kind of, I was worried that the camera might not get anything because there's a grease, a grease was put on the lens. But anyway, it seems that the grease did not affect the quality of the film, or the quality of the video that I'm recording at. So anyway, we're now just preparing it. So you can see here, that's how we apply grease, but at least by hand, of course. We're going to start off later on the we're gonna start later on applying it using the grease pump. But for now, yeah, I just now put on the air. That's, like I said earlier, this grease pump is operated pneumatically, which means, if pneumatic, it means it's operated by air, no electricity required, just brute force of air. So I'm just gonna open up the air source, or the pneumatic source. So I'm just gonna go for the air air switch. Oh wait. Okay, I'm just gonna check one thing here. Right. Okay, yep, I was just checking because the thread there was quite a bit loose, so I'm now going back to the air switch and switch it on. So by the way, there are two switches how to operate that grease pump. Of course, it's all of it. Those two switches are operated by pneumatically. One is this one, which is connected to the deck area. You see here, I have already opened this air hose switch. So the second is the main switch on the equipment on itself. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so one of my workers there will be the operator for the winch. Two will probably be the one greasing, one of my co-workers, and the other is adjusting the mooring wire. So all in all, we're about 4 people working on that machinery, just to do maintenance and greasing. Oh, by the way, you're asking where does the grease come from? From that from that grease pump. It's basically, the grease comes from the grease bucket you're seeing here, the one that's it's kind of covered right now. So we put the pump there on that grease bucket, and then the grease pump will suck it out and then put it here. But for now, it's still not we're still not kind of like switching it on. So Sorry. Sorry, I'm kind of lack of words right now. You know, these things are. For now, we're still applying manually our grease here manually by hand, and yeah, we'll probably have to operate that air pump or grease pump later on. For now, we're just making a manual, you know, a manual. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, great. That was bad. Anyway, yeah, we kind of manually apply our keys right now. So we're still not operating this one in any way, but probably later on. For now, we're just, this is the area, the wires that we are, the area of the wire here that we're trying to apply with is probably the area that's not exactly, what do you call this? It's not easily reached by the pump. So we have to make a little bit of an adjustment, coil it on this wire drum here on the winch. Okay, let's just wait. Okay. Yeah, this is how we apply manually. Of course, this is the manual method, but we're still not using the machinery here. Or the machinery is still not switched on. Okay, there we go. I am just gonna apply it here. Probably based on the work that we've done here, we have to. I have to switch off. Right, I have to switch off my my spy cam there because it was a pointless job. We're just doing it manually by hand. I was supposed to show how the you know, the grease pump should be working, and well, it's kind of pointless recording it. So it will save off at least some batteries for my spy camera. So right now, I think our grease pump here just ran out of grease. So we're kind of changing the grease here. So we're opening up the grease bucket. There we go. You can see here that my coworker has already lifted it from the grease bucket. We're just checking it out if it still has grease inside. Unfortunately, from what we've looked at, it's already drained out. By the way, the grease pump here that is shown, it easily drains the grease bucket. It kind of consumes at least 2 grease buckets per wire, or 2.5 to be specific. And you know, the grease pump is already drained the first grease bucket there. So we had to change the grease and fill it up with another one. So you can see here how we operate clearly how we operate this grease pump. There's what do you call this, some locks, 3 locks here, and we just directly put it on the grease bucket. And that's it. It's more like easy to install kind of machinery. So yeah. Okay, since it's already stopped, I have to wipe the grease to the wires again on my gloves. Oh, by the way, it's necessary that you use a chemical gloves with this one because this grease is industrial grease. It doesn't get off on your hands or anything that comes contact with ordinary soap. You will have to have at least some sort of industrial soap to wipe it off. So anyway, yeah. Okay, there we go. We should be operating now. Okay, I'm just putting on the carport there as more like to you know, make sure that the grease here does not drip on the deck floor. So you see now, this is how we operate the grease pump. It automatically puts grease on the wire. This is the dry wires that doesn't have grease, and when it comes up to these 2, you can see that the grease is being pumped in, and I put my hand there manually just to shave off the excess grease that is being put on the wire. So, okay, we seem to have some stuff right there. Okay, we'll just continue. So you can see here on my hand here, excess grease is being accumulated because I am trying to shave it off. So one of my coworkers there is the operator of the grease pump. You can see here that the grease is now accumulating, and I am now trying to get it off on the excess grease on the wires. Now this is how we lubricate or coat our mooring wires on deck. Yeah, that's the protective coating that we put for this mooring wires. So yeah, you could see the sound here, how the grease pump pumps the grease inside those wires. So there we go. Yeah, that's the problem. Of course, don't grab or what do you call this? Don't. Okay, I forgot that term about that. I'm not very good in English right now. Yeah, don't. What do you call this? Don't hold the wires too much, because sometimes those wires might have some metallic strands sticking out and it might puncture your hand. It kind of happened to me last time, or actually it kind of happened to me yesterday, that the metal strand kind of puncture was very sharp enough that it's sticking out and it punctured my rubber gloves. Thankfully, it was just only a minor injury, just only a pin prick, to be honest. But still, if it was a larger strand, it would have stabbed my hand instead of pricking it. And I would have some problems regarding on those injuries. So that's the reason why we also have to put in those rubber gloves as well as protection for our hands, aside from that holding the industrial grease. And I am just, you see here, I'm just wiping it off the excess grease. So this is how the grease pump operates. So I guess this is good video material for anybody who's watching this in regards to the maintenance work done on ships. So on here, we are greasing the mooring wires, like I said, using the grease pump. So that's it. That's how we do it. Okay, right. So you can see there's a lot of excess grease that I had to wipe off and accumulating on my right hand over there. So, yeah, there's another one, so I have to put it, later on the work, I have to put on a bucket just to collect it. So that, okay, you see one of my coworkers here is adjusting the alignment. It's a little bit off aligned on the machinery. So he has a metal hook to align the wires, and my one of my coworkers here is just putting some cardboard just in case those oil grease doesn't go on the deck floor. Okay, there we go. Nice maintenance work. Nice. So yeah. They did not notice as well that I was wearing a spy cam for the whole duration of those work. But of course, the problem with my spy cam is that I cannot cover the whole, the whole work session. It's just only some brief snippets on the footage. But at least this time, I can control this camera on which scene or video I can record and not to record. My previous spy cams before, I don't have the option or the buttons there to switch off my recording. Once I switch it on, it goes directly non-stop before. But nowadays, this new spy cam that I am now using right now, I have the option now to switch it off and on whenever I choose to. I just simply tap on my, just simply tap in my, what do you call this? The button that, it's just a simple tap to record, and then I tapped it again, and I will hear small beeps twice that it's already finished recording or stopped recording. So there, you see it up close. This is the excess grease. I'm not familiar on what grease we use here, but we do know that the grease that we use here are grease for wires, because on board the ship there are almost 3 or 4 types of grease: the black one, the brown one, and the red one. Now there's different grease for wires, there's a different grease for machineries, and there's a different grease for that acts more like a sealant or something for the something like that. So just to clarify, the grease that we're using here is a specialized type of grease. There is no, well, we also have also a general all-purpose grease on board, but right now we're not kind of using it. We're just using this the grease that is dedicated to be used on the wires. So yeah, that's about it. That's the thing that I have to describe on my work. Okay, well, anyway, we'll still try to watch just for educational purposes, just to of course we'll have an idea on how we work on board on our maintenance. Yeah, oh yeah, one more thing, a function of the of course our grease pump here, it removes the old grease as well and then replaces it in the middle with a new grease. The one that you're looking at, you can see that my one of my coworkers here has a paintbrush. He basically removes the old grease here on this side, and the grease pump is basically what do you call this, putting new grease inside here. So yeah, well, just give me a second here. I'm just gonna reload. I am currently well, let's just say too much movement. I kinda sometimes get offset on the viewing here. So there. Okay, so it's a very long work. If you're asking how long this wire is, it's about at least 250 meters or so, if I recall correct. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know it's more than 100 meters. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that our mooring wires here is more than 100 meters long, and that's a very long wire. And not only long, this is durable and strong because it's made out of steel, which of course basically is needed to hold an oil tanker or a very large oil tanker fastened on a pier or on a port facility. So yeah, and also this mooring wire is also prone to corrosion because it gets exposed every now and then on seawater. So that's also the main purpose why we have to grease it. We have to grease this mooring wire because to prevent any further damage from seawater. Hopefully, these types of what do you call this? These types of these types of grease is resistant enough to seawater. So there we go. That is a very long work that I'm doing. Yeah, that's a very long work, but I have to cover it whole, so that's about 30 plus minutes. But anyway, I think despite it's a very long recording that I went through, that I'm doing here right now, I think it's very educational. At least the public will have an idea on what we do for maintenance while on sea. So yeah, okay, yeah, I'm still doing my usual machine here. I am basically, oh, by the way, I'm basically the one assigned to remove the excess grease there. So if you're asking why am I doing this work, it turns out I was the one officially assigned to remove and put all the grease on the wires. Well, I could just opt to basically just operate the machinery on the winch for the mooring wires, but it turns out I'm more pretty good or pretty useful doing this rather than being a winch operator or the machinery operator for the wires. And to be honest, some of my coworkers don't like holding the grease. They kind of find it yucky and slimy for some reason. On my case, I do not have any problems with that as long as I wear this chemical rubber gloves. I'm okay working with that oil and all that oil and gunk that is being applied on the wires. Okay, yeah. So I am just having to put my one hand here just to shave off those grease. Whew, it's kind of long. It's a really long job. Honestly, it will take us at least the whole day just to finish that. Well, not exactly a whole day, but more like an hour and a half, or an hour or 2 hours, just to complete the whole mooring wires. One whole wire to be coated with this grease. So that's how long it took us to work with each wire. So there. Okay. Okay, so I just have to sorry, I just sometimes I kind of find it if I'm just watching this one, because this one's recorded earlier, I kind of find it boring, to be honest. But I have to show it. Okay, there we go. So we're already finished on that mooring wire. So now is the time where we are going to do a cleanup. As you can see here, the whole grease bucket has already been emptied by the grease pump, totally drained. So there's nothing more left, and the air hose connection here has already been disconnected. So yeah, you can see there that's basically the whole bucket is empty now. And I have to replace it, so I have to get on the rubber, it's more like the rubber plate. Unfortunately, it's kind of stuck. The grease is kind of strong, so we'll just have to switch it back and put it here on a new bucket. So there we go. Okay, so I guess my coworker here is still fiddling with the transferring the remaining contents of that grease bucket to the other.
Ubos ang isang lata, wala pa kalano ah.
Okay, yeah, it's just basically transferring the remaining grease there, the one that wasn't suctioned out by the grease pump. So if you notice, I keep looking on my spy camera. I was very conscious at that time. Well, after all, the lens is as large. If you notice, if you're looking from the outside, the buttons or the lens of my spy camera looking more like a size of a small button or a shirt button. So that's pretty big if you're gonna take a look at it, at least visually. So you could pretty much notice it. But it's a good thing that well, looks like they haven't noticed anything. So yeah, good for me. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna flatten this out. Okay, and there we go again. So we're just basically using up the remaining grease that was collected earlier just to finish off the job. And yeah, hopefully we'll have to finish this quite soon. Okay, so there's my coworker. I'm still adjusting. Right. Okay, so I just removed my. Okay, so we're finally finished with the wire, and it's already coated, I guess, from the looks of it. Well, or I
Okay.
think it is, or it was. So yeah, it's already finished. So you can see here, this is the last end of the mooring wire. It's basically the eye of the wire. So the grease pump cannot reach through that because it only coats a single strand. This is the eye is more like composed of a double strand here. So you can see here, there's two strands. So we have to manually apply grease on it. And my coworker is removing the canvas that's protecting the end there. Probably he has to replace it. So the excess grease also on my gloves. I have to rub it in on the remaining, what do you call this? On the remaining, what do you call this? The remaining ungreased part. So currently they are now putting the connection there. So yeah, I guess that finishes our work. So I have to open now the you know, the machinery here. You can see here that we can open the machinery here using screws. Oh, before we end this video, by the way, if it's not asking too much, kindly click on that like and subscribe button. It will really help me out. Well, it's actually asking a favor. If you could kindly click on that like and bell, it would be a small favor for you, but it's a big help on us on content creators. So thank you very much if you would do that. So anyway, yeah, before I end that video, I would just like to say it, of course. Yeah, it's kind of like more of an advertisement, but anyway, that's how we do our work right now. So the main thing here is that I am now disconnecting the you know, the grease pump connection here to the wires, because we've already finished greasing the whole wires here. So we have at least the size 20 wrench here to open this one. So there. Okay. Right. So anyway, thank you for watching, everyone, and hope to see you soon on our next video. So bye bye for now. Bye bye. See you soon.